All right, you guys, I am now down 20 pounds. I woke up this morning at 174.2. This is so much easier. This is what it's felt like every time I've been successful with the weight loss journey. I don't have to fight myself. It's not a struggle. I'm not like one more day. This is, I feel like, where it's at. But I'm going to share with you guys my diet and exercise first, because I know that's always what I want to know first. Like, what have you been eating? How much have you been eating? And then I'll share more about all of the stuff I've learned this week. This has been a huge inner work week for me. As far as my diet goes, Saturday I had shrimp patties. It's a Guamanian little shrimp fried patty. It's delicious. I just had one or two of those. I had a filet mignon, a couple bites of beans, couple bites of coleslaw, couple bites of strawberry pie, which is really good. But very small. I'm just having a couple bites here and there, so still not a lot of volume. Sunday, I had half a burger, and I scoop out the insides of the burger, so it's a lot less carbs. And then and then a couple of fries. I would say maybe 10 to 13 fries. I don't count, but just to kind of give you guys an idea. And they're like the thick steak fries, so they were really good. Monday, I had 2 tacos, and that was it. Tuesday, excuse me. Tuesday, I had fried chicken salad and then a few bites of mac and cheese, which was really good. And then this past Wednesday through Friday, I had a 3-day fast. So I just broke my fast this morning with some avocado toast. And every single day that I eat, I have a couple bites of overnight oatmeal right before I go to the gym, just so my body's not being trained like a sumo wrestler, where it's go work out with that new food, go eat, and then go to sleep. That trains my body to go into fat storing mode. So instead, I have a little bit of food, go work out. That way my body knows, hey, when you get food, you burn that off. It always burns off because your body's so efficient. It's going to learn what you habitually do, and it's going to kind of set the mode for that. And that's what I was doing in the past. I was eating and then going to sleep, eating and going to sleep. So then my body gets all of this food and it's not being expended. So it just taught my body store fat. And I think it really killed my metabolism, but I feel like it's getting back up. And also with this 3-day fast, I have gradually moved up to it. You guys know, if you've been following me, like last year, November, I started doing OMAD with 1 meal a day, and I was still eating a lot of volume, but it kind of helped me like kind of have a sense of control over my diet. Like I was making progress. And then this past year, I'd have like, a 24-hour fast just more recently in the past 2 months here and there. And then I worked up to a 2-day fast, and now I've done a 3-day fast twice, I think. So it's a gradual thing, and I do get in my fasting, like especially this past one, where I get very fatigued, tired, lack of energy and lightheadedness. And what I have to do for that is put some salt under my tongue, just because when I'm not eating, my body's not getting the sodium it's used to, and your body needs sodium to operate. So been having a lot of salt. I've been carrying around a little baggie of salt, just so I can make sure I don't get too lightheaded. So that's been my diet. My big goal is to keep my metabolism up. So if you notice, I'll fast for like 3 days or 2 days, and then the days that I eat, usually the weekends, I try to do it like Friday, Saturday. I'll make sure I have regular meals throughout the day. That way my body, it just kind of like revs my body up. It tricks my body into shooting the metabolism up, so that when I have days where I have less food, my metabolism's still burning hot. So because I know over time with this calorie deficit, my metabolism will drop if I don't have like these refeeds where I get in a good amount of calories, because again, the body just is so efficient at adapting to what you normally do. So if I kind of throw it off by having high calorie days, which for me, it's not high calorie days like it used to be, but compared to the size and volume of food I'm eating now, it's enough to, I think, prevent my metabolism from dropping down so low. As far as my exercise goes, I work out Monday through Friday for an hour. I do 40 minutes of weight training and then 20 minutes on the bike. On the weekends, I've been going for my weekend mile run. which that's from past times running a mile. I used the Couch to 5K program when I first started running, and that's what really kind of got me up to where I could run further distances. And I'm just now getting back into it, so working on building it back up again. Yeah, so that's it for exercise. I'm focused on my glutes. I want to get my glutes to grow. And that's really it as far as exercise. The biggest thing for me is I try to stay more active. I try to park far. I try to do like little things throughout the day to keep my body burning, you know, to keep teaching my body to burn all of the calories. All right, this is the golden key to why I've been able to finally change my diet. This is what I've been searching for the past 20 years. I would have loved to have been able to eat like this and have control over my appetite like this 20 years ago, but I didn't know this stuff. This is what I've been searching for. This is the big stuff. This is because I think we all know what kind of diet we need to have. But it's just like, why can't I do it? You know, and it's like we're torturing ourselves. And now I'm not torturing myself. There's no struggle. And it's because when every single time I'm in a weight gaining state, I am in a state of stress. I'm in a state of worry, doubt, fear, all of these negative emotions. Every single time that I have lost weight and felt great, it was because I shifted where my energy was. I stopped being from all those negative places and I started to come from a place of abundance. And that is what I really figured out, was that overeating for me is coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place of, not being happy about things, being stressed about things. All of those things are lack. And so the food kind of becomes the one place where I could feel the abundance. And that's why I would overeat, even though my stomach would be full. The abundance of the food, I think, kind of satisfied that daily need for just abundance. And because my energy was so filled with lack. So a lot of that shift and going from lack to abundance is so much inner work. I'm still going through it, but I think the key was first being aware of it and then shifting it. And once I understood that was my week one. That was, okay, you know what? This feels different. I'm starting Monday. And just like that, I've been able to change my eating habits. I've been able to, I don't need the food. So it's not like I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to push this plate away. It's just, yeah, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm good. So, but it's always a work in progress, and this week has been such a big inner work week for me. So I'm just going to share with you guys all of the things that I've learned this week. And one of the biggest flags for me that I'm in a place of lack where I'm gaining weight is when I crave foods. I have to have specific foods from specific places. And I'm kind of like thinking about the food and what I want. I mean, I still kind of do that to an extent. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, I can't wait to have my avocado toast, but I wasn't coming from a place of lack where I need something to fill that lack up. It was just like, I love avocado toast, and like, that's going to be the thing to break my fast, but not when I'm in the place of gaining weight. It's like, ooh, I really want some Pizza Hut or whatever it is. Like, it's like specific and have to have it. And I feel like this is so important because we all have access to all kinds of diet and exercise programs. And it's like, we're in a car. The car is the diet and exercise programs, and we're hitting the gas and we're like, why won't this car go? Why can't I get this done? And the fuel is the inner work, is the lack to abundance shift. It's like, we can't see it, but we have to have it in order for the car to move. And that's what the inner work is. I just this is what I've been looking for, and I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. One of the big things that I learned this week that was a big epiphany for me was, instead of trying to pour my energy into things that stress me out or, things that I can't control, because I can't control anything outside of myself. And I realized that I've been pouring energy into that, maybe not necessarily trying to change anything, but just in frustration with, exhaustion and being tired and all of those things. I realized that that may never actually change. So being stressed and frustrated and all of those things does not serve me. So I can no longer pour my energy into that. Instead, what I have to do is pour my energy into myself. And that means all of these things that I enjoy, that I've been wanting to do, I've been pouring all of my energy into trying to get myself to feel a different way, wishing things on the outside would change so I could feel a different way, but I can't control those things. And instead of pouring my energy into trying to fix anything out here, I mentally now like shift all of my energy into what I want to fix in here, because that's the one thing I can fix. That serves me. Trying to fix anything on the outside, it does not serve me because it may never change. It benefits me the most to pour into myself and fix the things on myself. Like, I'm loving going to these dance classes. I'm loving getting to share all of this stuff with you guys. I'm finally back on YouTube. I'm loving going for my runs. I'm loving the self-development inner work, learning how to become a better person and what I want out of life and all of those things, pouring all of that energy into me, which is so great. And it's not that I'm neglecting anything on the outside. I'm just learning not to pour that energy out there, because it's certainly possible to spend forever doing that, because we just can't control anything on the outside, and it's hard to do. It's hard to, not be like, well, if this would just be this way, then everything would be so much easier, and yada, 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 yada. And unfortunately, that's just, we can only control ourselves, and it's such a relieving feeling. It's so much better for me that I'm switching my gears and pouring all into myself, into the things I love, the things that I want out of life, and really kind of seeing the bigger picture. And then that really takes me to the place of not needing anything. When I have control, the only control I need is the control over myself, and I have all of that. That gives me my power back, and then that leaves nothing that needs to be changed. That means that leaves me in a place where I don't need anything. I don't need anything to change. And so now I'm in this place of abundance, whereas before it was the place of lack, where I need everything to change, all of that stuff. It's a great feeling, and I wish I would have learned this stuff sooner, but I'm so glad I never gave up on this journey, and I'm figuring it out. Honestly, I really think that this is why we want a magic pill. We want the secret diet. We want the, whatever it is that we can take to make us lose the weight, because it means we don't have to do the inner work. And the inner work is really hard. The ego does not like the inner work. The ego does not want to change. It's a protective mechanism where you feel that flinch when you hear something that makes you look inside yourself that you may have to change. It's hard to hear because the ego doesn't want to change. It's trying to protect you, trying to stay the same, but it actually doesn't serve us. It keeps us from growing. And that's what I love about this inner work stuff is like, I just feel like I'm growing so much and learning so much. And I hope to always keep growing and learning and being able to take in the hard truths and learn things. But that's why we want, that magic potion that we can just take, because it wouldn't hurt our ego. We wouldn't have to do the inner work and do the things that the ego is uncomfortable with. But I promise you, going through the work, fighting back on that ego, not letting the ego win on that, it is so much worth it. It is so much better on the other side. I know that for me, and I hope that I keep that always, where I'm willing to not let my ego get the best of me, At least just having the awareness of it helps. Really, what this inner work thing is about, I truly wholeheartedly believe it's really about having a relationship with ourselves. For me, all in all, this has been about developing my relationship with myself. and all of the stress and all of the frustration, all of the things trying to change the external stuff, what I was seeking all along was a relationship with myself. And like, what does that mean? That means the place where I feel whole. It means, at the risk of sounding selfish, it means caring more about how I feel than trying to please others. I think I have a tendency sometimes to, I enjoy seeing other people happy. So I have a tendency to kind of attune to what they want, what makes them happy. But that separates me from myself and my relationship with myself. So learning how to attune to what I want and what makes me happy. And it's hard to do that because it feels like, I think we're so trained in society that like that's a selfish thing. I really think it's not, because when we take care of all of this stuff, it's the oxygen mask on yourself first, right? When we take care of all of this stuff, then we have the stuff to give to other people. If we are depleted and we are not taking care of ourselves and we're not good in our relationship with ourselves, then we're kind of probably not that fun to be around and make things maybe not as easy as we think for others. But when we fill ourselves up and we build that relationship up with ourselves and we're so in love with life, we can spread that energy to others. Because I know when I meet people who are like that, it's like, oh, you just enjoy being around them because they just have so much of that energy, and you can tell they're in tune with themselves. And so that's why I think all of this is really about, if there's ever an issue or problem, I think I can always point it back to, I'm really just seeking a relationship with myself, finding that wholeness here, because, I really think that we each hold the answer to all of it. It's all within ourselves. And so it's really caring about how we feel the most. Does this make me feel good? Does this make me feel bad? If it makes me feel bad, I need to either step away or think about different things, really controlling my mind so that I can stay attuned to what it is I want, what it is that makes me happy. For me, that's what's building a relationship with myself. Thinking about all of my desires and all of those things versus being attuned to everything else. All right, here's where I'm going to get a little bit deep on you guys. I believe the external world is a reflection of our internal world. So our relationship with ourselves. And I believe that that's why when things make us unhappy on the outside world, we don't like it, because innately I think we know that everything outside of us reflects what's going on in here. And so instead of changing what's going on in here, we want this to be different and this to be different and that to be different. And it's really just a reflection. If you think about it as a mirror, instead of like trying to get the mirror to change, you can't change the glass, the mirror, but you can change what's the reflection in here. And I think that's why we push back on things that don't make us feel good, because we don't like it, because our ego knows like that means that we don't like what's going on in here and we have to change something. And so the process of learning how to change what's in here, you guys, just to be completely honest with you guys, I've had so much inner work this week, and over the progress of doing the inner work over the weeks, I've seen so many changes in my external world now. It feels like magic. It's amazing to see that the outside world is changing as a result of my inside world. Because for a while there, it's kind of like you just have to trust, like, it's so easy to just be reactive, like these things that are happening out here, and just react to it. But thinking in terms of, hey, we are broadcasting energy, and if we're reacting to something negative, we're broadcasting the energy of something negative, and then we're just going to get more of it. But I had to like really just trust, okay, I just can't pay attention to it. I'm just going to have to ignore it, because I'm the only one in control of my own experience in life. And I want to broadcast good things so that it can come back to me. Don't be reactive. And it's not easy. It's, it's a lot of inner work, a lot of self-talk, but trusting that what's most important is how I feel, and broadcasting good things will bring it back to me. And it's kind of like, when the clouds are out there, you want to look at the clouds and be like, go away, go away. But you just have to trust that the sun is there. It's there, even though if we can't see it. And you just have to, I just had to like really trust and feel good, worry more about how I feel and what I want and what my desires are, and attune to that. And lo and behold, I've just seen so many changes in my world this week, and it just is so exciting. So it's hard to shift from being reactive to things on the outside world to really just ignoring those negative things and saying that's not in control of my life. I'm in control of my life, and I'm in control of my energy. And when I change my energy, I'm controlling my experience in the world, because when I put out a good energy, then I get a lot of good things back to me. And that's what I did. And things are just unfolding, and it's exciting and fun to watch. So some of my best practices this week that I've learned that I'm really enjoying is, now whenever I go somewhere, or I, go to a different place or do something, I intend to have an experience. Like, that's all life is just a series of experiences, those memories. And so every time I go somewhere, I am not attached to it being a certain way or a certain result, but I'm just kind of open, like, okay, what kind of experience am I going to have here? What kind of experience am I going to have there? And just think about it in segments of having these experiences throughout the day. And it's fun to watch it unfold, and, because it's kind of like thinking about the excitement of what's going to unfold when no matter, even if you're in the grocery store or whatever, it's just fun to kind of be like, what kind of experience am I going to have here? Because that's what I want in life, is all these, different experiences. That's the fun part for me. Some of the things when if I find myself maybe starting to get into a little bit of the craving place where I want a specific food, or, I can tell it's not just physical hunger and it's me maybe coming from an emotional place of wanting food, I tell myself, I have everything I need for nothing. And if I ever feel like I'm kind of slipping back, because it happens a lot where it's like, oh, didn't do well on that one mentally, thinking about, my broadcasting certain energies. If I feel like I'm not having if I'm having a slip up, I just tell myself, hey, I'm getting better. Look where I am now versus, a month ago. I'm getting so much better. And I just kind of change that energy from, fear, oh no, am I slipping, to, oh my gosh, I'm doing so much better. This is getting better and better. I'm getting better at this. It doesn't happen, it's a progress. It takes time, and over time, I'm just getting better and better. So I just have to talk to myself like that. And then the last thing is really just having control over my emotions. That goes back to not being reactive to everything around me. I am in control of my emotions. I don't let anything sway me. And I keep telling myself that over and over. And, when I'm in certain situations that may be frustrating or whatever, I literally tell myself I'm in control of my emotions. Nothing can sway me. And, it's not perfect. It's getting better and better. But I love it because it helps me be in control of the energy I'm broadcasting, which in turn can, gives me the energy that I want back, the external world that I want back, because it's just a reflection. Everything we see on the outside is a reflection of what's going on in here. So instead of reacting, I'm learning how to control what's going on in here so I can see the change in the external world. And it's fun to be like, wow, you kind of just trust it, and you're like, I don't know, but to see things change in my external world is amazing. But that's all the inner work stuff. This is the stuff where it's like, I don't need the food anymore, because I really think what I've been seeking is the relationship with myself, and that gets me to the place of abundance and don't need the food anymore. And now it's like I can do this diet. I can it's not even a diet. I pretty much eat whatever I want. I'm aware of my portion control, but it's not a battle. I'm not struggling with myself. I'm having fun. It's fun weighing in every day and being like, yep, you know, trucking along. And yeah, so it's all about the inner work. And I am going to try and do film my like full day of eating videos again. I know someone had asked about that, so I will try to do those again. My birthday is this coming week, the big 4-0, and then I'm going to the beach the following week, so I don't know how great I'll be about it, but I will try my best. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. I hope this video helps, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah.